Hello, my name is Dr. Dawn Heiman and I'm an audiologist. I am a private practice owner. I have been practicing audiology for over 20 years. This is my second practice, and I've also run an audiology department in a hospital setting. So today I would like to share with you how I unbundled our services from our hearing aids and products. This was something that pained me for the longest time. And gosh, what happens when someone comes in that just bought hearing aids but they moved here from Arizona? What do you charge them? What is your value? I had to ask myself, what is my value? How much would a 15-minute clean and check cost? What if I did a fitting on someone and they bought hearing aids from me, but cash flow is an issue? But I know they're going to stay with me for a long time, but they don't have the money up front to pay for the next 3 years. So I had to think this through, and I in my mind conceptualized it as there's the orthodontist model and there's the dentist model. If I take my children to the dentist, they clean their teeth, which is a charge, and they will take x-rays possibly, and they will make suggestions of things that might need to be done, and then we can come back if they need cavities filled, things like that. But I pay as I go. Fee for service, everything. There's a huge super bill, and we get what we pay for what we are getting. The orthodontist, however, you go in, they say, oh, we're going to evaluate your child and we're looking at their teeth and we're going to take time and we're going to do all this, but here's what the plan is. And you can choose one of 3 options. And you can have clear braces, or you can have metal braces, you can have Invisalign. But you're going to need to pay up front. Here's the mass amount. We can either have you pay for the next 2.5 years of services and these products right up front. You save money, or you can pay monthly for the next XYZ months, or you can put it on a credit card. You know, I think that some patients want and like the orthodontist model. They're cashing in stocks, they've been saving for this, and they want unlimited services. Fine. But some people, cash flow is an issue. And with the internet today, where people can look at prices of hearing aids and say, well, why are you so expensive? And I say, well, because you get me too, and I'm valuable. But it's really hard to say, because I'm valuable. If we just drum it down to, actually, the hearing aids cost this, which is very competitive, which is actually cheaper than what's online, and you pay for my services separate as you go, it's win-win. For cash flow reason, for younger folks that are still working, that maybe don't have a pension, or they don't have large sums of money to just pull out of their bank account to pay for hearing aids. This is a real thing. We are competitive with not only the price of the hearing aids, but also they understand every time they pay when they see us. Nothing's free. Well, that's not true. In my office, earwax cleanings are free. I figure it's something that people need, and that is my, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing that sort of thing. That's our free thing. But besides that, they pay for their clean and checks, they pay for their programmings, they pay for whatnot, because they are seeing a professional and their professional is helping them. I can help you do this too. It's based on you and your practice, your overhead. How much does it cost to turn on the lights? How much is your staff? How much is your rent? All of that. And then I can help you put it into your office management system so that things can be bundled and you just click, 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 and it's not as overwhelming as it could be.
Okay, so we're in my computer screen and I want to show you something. First and foremost, this is a YouTube video. You can just, I typed in unbundling bad for business. It was a question, can you unbundle and stay in business? And this was created by Jamie Shadden, and it's very well done. Good job, Jamie. Going through her presentation, she will actually show you how you're going to look at your overhead, and you're going to figure out what is your break-even point. How are you going to calculate what your hourly rate is, and then how many hours you're actually working directly with patients, and so you know what that number is, okay? And then if you have Concierge or any kind of office management system, you need to go into your administration and you need to find your line item list. So right here, I'm on my line item list. And what I did was I manually entered in all of the procedures that we do in our clinic, okay? So there is a procedure code link to most. Some of these do not have a procedure code because they are either, just there isn't one, or it was an old line item that we used before that we've now improved. Like that said routine, clean, and check. And now we actually use hearing aid check binaural or hearing aid check monaural. And then in our scheduling system, we have all of the different types of appointments that we would use. So we go to appointment types. And under each appointment type, as you probably have the same, we have how many minutes each of these different procedures might be, right? So you need to figure out and with this video over here, what is your hourly rate? And you need to figure out how much time you're going to spend with that person. And then you divide it by, let's say this one's 15 minutes. So let's say my hourly rate is, let's make up an even number. Let's say $200, right? 200 divided by, 15 minutes, it's going to end up being $50 for 15 minutes, right? So, and you're going to do that with each one of these. So the goal is if someone comes in and they bought hearing aids in Arizona or they got them online, who cares? They want your expertise. They want you to help them, and you need to bill everybody the same way, the same rate, so you always get paid no matter what, right? Now, the big question is, I have someone who comes in who wants hearing aids. How am I going to unbundle? So I opened another screen here, and I already have a couple hearing aids here. And for, the certain laws, we're not allowed to share how much we charge. Anyway, I'm not going to show you my prices. What I am going to show you is that there is, I don't know if it's going to let me move over here a little bit. There is a button right here that is called Import Bundle. So I've put in my 2 hearing aids, and then what I'm going to do is add in some bundled line items. Okay, so I can simply click hearing aid fitting fees, click import, and voila, I have my 2 hearing aids plus how much my initial demonstration was with, the selection of the hearing aid and all that kind of stuff. How much is it that day that I dispensed the hearing aid? How much was the real ear measurement? How much was it to show them how to use it, to care for it? And then I give them 3 follow-up visits. Okay? That's how I do it. I'm going to move this over just a little bit. But you're probably wondering, okay, how did you do that? So we're going to go over here, we're going to go back to administration, and I'm going to go into line item bundles. Okay, so real quick, I'm actually going to open this up for you because this doesn't show prices. And right here, you can choose your clinic, and then you can start typing in here what you want to call a bundle. So let's say you wanted a purchased online bundle, let's say. And this is an internal thing that you see, they don't see. But let's say I'll say purchased online service fitting bundle, right? And I'm going to hit continue. And then I am going to choose if someone purchased hearing aids online, I'm going to choose what I think needs to be charged. So I might have, let's say we programmed the hearing aid. That's a good one, right? We can add on another one where we say in that bundling, we also are going to do electroacoustic evaluation. You're going to do ruler measurement for both hearing aids, let's say. So we're going to add that in. And then we need another service, which might be orientation and use. Okay? And you add that also. And you can click Save. Now what I have already, and that's not one, so I'm just going to delete this because that's not one that I necessarily do. I have one that's called hearing aid fitting fees. And in here, if we look at it, I have the initial demonstration. I let them borrow the hearing aids for a month. I have the dispensing fee. Now, all of this is non-negotiable. If they want to buy hearing aids or they already got hearing aids from someone else, if they want me to start from scratch, this is what they're going to have to pay. But I include 3 follow-up visits. And for me, I have that at 50% discount of what reprogramming might be normally. Because I figure a new reprogramming is going to take me more time than these follow-up visits are probably going to be like half-hour visits, not full-hour visits. But that's up to you, okay? So all of this is already bundled in. So, and one other thing I want to show you, let's cancel this. While we're in here, I also did a bundled membership. And what I consider a bundled membership is 3 years of my services. So I figured out that if you come to see me 4 times a year for a clean and check, that would be 12. And over on the right, when you get into the actual invoice, it multiplies whatever that amount was. If it's a 15-minute clean and check, and we said they're $50 a piece, 50 times 12 should be what? $600, right? 3 hearing tests that they're already going to pay beforehand, programming of the hearing aids. These are going to be the full price. How much is, if once a year they need a new program. Now what I tell them, and here's the batteries too, if you pay for this bundled membership up front, these numbers are actually infinity. So despite they paid up front, whatever this amount turns out to be, let's say it's $1,500, they get unlimited access to me. It's like Concierge Audiology, in spite of the fact that minimally this is what I'm going to do for you. But if you want to pay up front, cool, here it is. If I've had this, and I'm giggling, but I shouldn't, some people say, I don't think I'm going to live more than a year or 2 years. I have those exact same things put in here. It's just I changed the quantity. So again, I get paid the same amount. So let's move this over a bit. And let's go back over to this invoice that I started. So I started out with a pair of hearing aids. So there's 2 hearing aids here. And then I did that import the fitting bundle. And I tell them they can stop right here. So they can either do a dentist model or they can do an orthodontist model. If they wanted the orthodontist model, where they want the bundled membership for 3 years, they get all of their services, everything included. Here's the maximum amount you're going to pay. They pay everything up front, bundled. I click import, and all of those procedures from the other screen pops on here. And they get everything unlimited. And in spite of the fact there might be a 12 and there's a 6 and there's 4, they get everything, right? But if they say, you know what, cash flow is a problem. I don't even want to pay for a 1-year membership. I'm going to pay this amount right here. I want to stop right here. The initial fitting fees and the hearing aids, then great. They are unbundled, we call them. So they can pay as they go. So let's say they come in 3 months. They're going to pay, if our hourly rate is $200, they're going to pay $50 for a clean and check 4 times a year. If they need a reprogramming and it takes an hour, that would be $200, right? The beauty of all of this is it doesn't matter which level hearing aids they choose. It doesn't matter if they choose the entry levels or if they choose the high end. Our practice still gets paid the same amount no matter who came in. And it doesn't matter if they even buy hearing aids from you. You still get paid for your time. Now, I do have some markup in the hearing aids themselves from cost. And that's up to you how much you want that to be. But this model right here, stopping right here, I'm competitive. I'm very competitive. I'm competitive with online and some of these big box stores. How are you going to track this person who wants to be unbundled? No, I'm going to go to general. And right here, patient tags, I'm going to tag them as unbundled. And did you see we have bundled for 3 years, monthly bundled, surgical ear tinnitus, blah, 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 right? So this person's unbundled. But let's say they told me, actually, you know what? I changed my mind the day of the fitting. They're like, my wife and I talked and we want everything unlimited. I want to pay up front. So we're going to say bundled for 3 years. Day that they go to be fit, I am actually going to pull open where it says import. And I'm going to add in that bundled membership. And it's going to import that into that same invoice that we were working on, where initially they just wanted the initial fitting fee, all of these services, plus their hearing aids. Well, now they have everything unlimited. And whether they're bundled or unbundled, if people can say, well, I don't know if I buy all of this. How do you get people to come back? How do you know they're going to come back? Well, quite honestly, we have been using this little to-do list up top. It looks like a yellow checklist. We click, and I don't click anyone's name. I just say, okay, I've discharged you. I want to see you in 3 months. I say 1, 2, 3, and I pick a day. So 3 months from now, I want to see Dr. Dawn or Testy for a hearing aid clean and check. And once I hit save, that is going to automatically go into the major clinic tasks. Simply open that up for that day and say, oh, it looks like this person needs a clean and check. And what they're going to do is send them a postcard that says, it's time for your clean and check. So we're very rigorous about that. We don't make appointments the day that they leave, because in 3 months, their appointments change, our schedule can change, and we send them a postcard and they usually make the appointment within the week or 2, and it's all good. It's all good.
This took a lot of my energy. It took 2 months. I felt like my brain was hurting the months up to that, going, I know I have to do this, but I don't know how. And I'm scared. I was so scared, because suddenly I'm going from, okay, this amount of money is how much people are going to pay up front, to, oh, what if they choose the cheaper method? It takes some time, it takes transition and stuff, but we're doing well. So something's working. Not to mention, we're attracting more customers and patients. We are having people who are telling others, this is the place to be. This is it. They are honest to goodness, trustworthy, and they're economical. So let me know what you think. It's great to see you, and I hope we talk soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.